And they're off and racing, jumping for the Howden Maiden Hurdle then over very nearly 2.5 miles. They start just at the exit to Swinley Bottom and now race up the side of the course towards the grandstand for flights 1 and 2. And Wicked Thoughts away well towards the inside of the track, black and orange colours. Just going to be the first one to rise over that slightly awkward jump from the Pit Popsy just in behind the leaders. Flimsy Nosebag is up on the outside, sitting in second place. And as they now arrive at flight number 2, in third position there was Jack Stell. And he's happy just to sit in behind the front pair early on and just get a lead as they race now towards the home turn for the first time. First 2 flights then safely jumped. Another 8 to take in the duration of this near 2.5 mile Howden Maiden Hurdle. So Wicked Thoughts, the first of 3 rides for Harry Cobden today, the first of 2 horses sent here by 14 times trainer, champion trainer Paul Nicholls. Wicked Thoughts out in front, 2 or 3 lengths clear. Flimsy Nosebag in second place, with Jack Stell still held up in third as they come to the first of the 2 flights now in the home straight. And Jack Stell over in third place ahead there of the Pit Popsy, who is last by 3 lengths or so. On they come now towards flight number 4. The leader, Wicked Thoughts, 2 lengths clear to Flimsy Nosebag in second place. Wicked Thoughts at the next flight, jumped it really nicely. In third, Jack Stell remains in no hurry at all. He's watching on some 5 or 6 lengths behind the leader now, Wicked Thoughts. And 2 lengths away is the Pit Popsy in last place. In brilliant afternoon sunshine here, not a cloud in the sky. What a lovely day for racing, and Wicked Thoughts leads still away with a circuit to go. 3 to 4 lengths clear, turning right-handed and now towards flight number 5. Wicked Thoughts from in second, Flimsy Nosebag, with Jack Stell still in third place. That's the position he's occupied throughout the contest. Gavin Sheehan very content to switch him off. And then the Pit Popsy 2 to 3 lengths away in last place as they come now to the next flight. And Wicked Thoughts, his stride shortened on the approach to that flight, and his lead was reduced to just about 1.5 lengths there. Flimsy Nosebag is in second place, Jack Stell third, and the Pit Popsy still fourth and last. So it's a slight downhill run towards the next flight of hurdles, the 6th flight in the race. Wicked Thoughts in front still. Just wandering around a little bit on the approach to this flight too. Wicked Thoughts jumped it perfectly well though. Really good jump from the leader. Flimsy Nosebag still watches on in second place, 2.5 lengths away. There's a similar margin then to Jack Stell as they race towards the bottom end of the race course now, and the Pit Popsy is still last. So they're racing at 3 length intervals now, the runners, with Wicked Thoughts taking them through Swinley Bottom and now on their way through their point of departure and on towards the 4th last flight of hurdles. Wicked Thoughts in front from Flimsy Nosebag in second. Jack Stell is in third position, and the Pit Popsy 4th and last. Sticking right towards the inside of the track, Wicked Thoughts and Harry Cobden now arriving at the 4th last flight of hurdles. Jack Stell's up on the wide outside now. Wicked Thoughts, Flimsy Nosebag was virtually joined by Jack Stell, who's now thinking about making his move wide on the track. The Pit Popsy, last of the 4. Here now is the 3rd last flight of hurdles. And there, Wicked Thoughts still led from Flimsy Nosebag. Jack Stell back in third place and nudged along here. Short price favourite in third position. And the Pit Popsy is the back marker. They're now turning back towards home. A long run to the 2nd last flight of hurdles in the Howden Maiden Hurdle. And Wicked Thoughts has made all the running and still leads up from Flimsy Nosebag in second place, then Jack Stell and the Pit Popsy. The 2 outsiders are both in the thick of things here, but Wicked Thoughts still leads as they come down towards the 2nd last. Wicked Thoughts, Jack Stell's gone up the inside of him, but still 2.5 lengths away. Then Flimsy Nosebag under pressure, hanging tough, and the back marker, the Pit Popsy, now well and truly beaten. Wicked Thoughts still in front and 4 lengths clear down towards the last flight. Wicked Thoughts up and over safely, 5 clear now from Jack Stell and Flimsy Nosebag in second and third place. It's a great start to the afternoon for Harry Cobden, the jockey, Paul Nicholls, the trainer. Wicked Thoughts makes all to win the Howden Maiden Hurdle. Crosses the line 5 or 6 clear of Jack Stell, who was second, Flimsy Nosebag third, and the Pit Popsy fourth home. Walking in then, this the Sodexo Live Juvenile Handicap Hurdle Race, and they're off and racing. So they start on the bend, but they soon level up, and a straight run towards the first of 8 flights of hurdles. Benvoy, the favourite, is prominent and racing towards the stand side running rail, and will dispute it early with Ocean Conquest as those two touch down together. Moutard is close up with them as well, landed third over that, followed by Torrent, Sauvignon and Maître en Science. A little gap to Star of Guiting, and Galactic Charm is the early back marker, racing now at flight number 2. All over that one safely, and a contested lead here with Ocean Conquest just about in front. Just interesting that Benvoy is just keeping his own company, racing slightly in isolation. The others go a little bit further towards the inside, although now as the bend comes up, the track really narrows appreciably, and Benvoy right alongside the leader once again, Ocean Conquest. Third place for Sauvignon, Moutard fourth. Then comes Star of Guiting, who's ahead of Torrent and Maître en Science, and Galactic Charm watching on 6 lengths off the leader as our back marker. Racing now to flight number 3. Benvoy still wide on the track with Ocean Conquest. The two leaders together at that, or of the pair, Benvoy jumped much, much better than Ocean Conquest, and Benvoy really slick over his hurdles. Comes out of that with a length lead. So Benvoy, Ocean Conquest, Moutard, Star of Guiting and Torrent, they're the leading 5, with Maître en Science in behind them. Sauvignon's lost his place and is nudged along now towards the rear end of the field, keeping company there with Galactic Charm. Benvoy at the next, over safely, and Sauvignon has dropped back to last place and he's lost ground quickly. So Benvoy leading, Ocean Conquest, Moutard, Star of Guiting and Torrent, followed then by Maître en Science. These 6 closely huddled together. A break of 5 lengths then back to Galactic Charm, and another 2 to Sauvignon. And Sauvignon's looked in trouble for some time now, persisting for the moment, but it looks a hopeless task for him as they come through Swinley Bottom and now race past the halfway stage of the race, and indeed galloping on towards the 4th last flight of hurdles. Leader is still Benvoy. Benvoy approaching the 4th last with the advantage over the field. Benvoy at it now. Jumped it well. Moutard over in second place with Ocean Conquest, Torrent to the inside, Star of Guiting up on the outer, Maître en Science in behind those, and Sauvignon pulling up before the 3rd last out of the race. Sauvignon is out of it, and Galactic Charm is still at the back end of the field. Up front, Benvoy. A look around there from Gavin Shee and his rider. White cap on the inside of Star of Guiting, who's now drawn alongside to come through as a threat. Torrent's under pressure, so too Moutard, and now Galactic Charm is being played late, but improving towards the leaders. However, Benvoy has gone comfortably to the lead once again. Still seems to be travelling strongly. Down the stand side, watch for Galactic Charm. Star of Guiting's between them, a close third. The 2nd last flight of hurdles. Torrent's in 4th, they're clear now of Ocean Conquest. Benvoy still leads. The 2 challengers are under pressure. Star of Guiting and Galactic Charm, and Benvoy finds a little bit more to the last. Benvoy at the final flight, over safely. Galactic Charm made a bad mistake there, went in second, but not going to challenge Benvoy. Benvoy's streaking away. Hugely impressive, this win. Benvoy goes and wins again. Benvoy crosses the line, 8 clear. Wins ever so well from Galactic Charm. It was tight for 3rd between Torrent and Star of Guiting. And they're off and racing with 2 miles and a furlong in front of them for the LK Bennett Handicap Chase. And no great surprise to see Hypotenuse the first one to show, and he'll come down to fence number 1. Hypotenuse landing from Copmask in 2nd place, the other 3 a little adrift at the moment. Light and Strike turns in 3rd place, the yellow jacket, followed then by 3rd Time Lucky, and Coastguard Station, runner-up in this race 12 months ago, is last of all with the cheek pieces around his head. But Hypotenuse leads with a 2 to 3 length lead, coming down to the 2 fences in the home straight for the first time. ridden by Richie McLennan for the first time today, and those first 2 jumps have been very good from Hypotenuse, and he lands with this 2.5 length advantage. Cop Mask, the nearest pursuer in the bright green and black jacket, in second place. His fence number 3, Hypotenuse, soared over that, gave it plenty of daylight from Cop Mask. A gap of 4 to 5 lengths then to Light and Strike, who is a couple clear of Third Time Lucky and the back marker Coast Guard Station, just 3 lengths further adrift. Passing the judge then, 1 circuit to go in the LK Bennett handicap chase. Hypotenuse leading, Cop Mask though within 2 lengths of our leader as they swing right-handed. And the first of the 4 fences down the next section of the track comes up very quickly after the bend, a plain fence. And Hypotenuse will lead to it from Cop Mask, Light and Strike, then Third Time Lucky and Coast Guard Station. Hypotenuse over that one safely. But within a length now is Cop Mask. The other 3 in a bunch in behind. Light and Strike just ahead of Coast Guard Station, and then Third Time Lucky to the outside. Next plain fence. Both the leaders got in slightly close to that, Hypotenuse and Cop Mask, but they're safe and sound over it. The other 3 closing up all the time. Light and Strike, Coast Guard Station right up the inside, and Third Time Lucky to the outer as they come to the next fence. Hypotenuse good there and maintained a slender advantage, but the 4 rivals closing right up now as they race towards the next fence on this section. It's fence number 7 all told, the last on this section of the track before the turn inside the final 1.25 miles. So Hypotenuse leads them to halfway from Cop Mask in second. Coast Guard Station up the inside, then Light and Strike and the back marker Third Time Lucky. And the runners have still 6 more fences left to take. Hypotenuse will lead them towards the next one. Hypotenuse with Cop Mask second. To the outside, Light and Strike, Coast Guard Station close up, and Third Time Lucky, the back marker still. Away from the 6 last to 5 out now. Hypotenuse leading. Hypotenuse from Cop Mask. Both riders saw a stride, both jumped okay. Coast Guard Station was a little bit clumsy there. Light and Strike to the outside, and then Third Time Lucky coming to the next fence. Hypotenuse still leading. Cop Mask is jumping not quite so good there. Coast Guard Station is in behind, followed by Light and Strike, and then comes Third Time Lucky, and this is the 3rd last. Cop Mask again reached for that, a little bit of a mistake, but he's still in with a chance, turning for home. They're all still in with a chance as Hypotenuse leads from Cop Mask. Light and Strike to the outside, then Coast Guard Station and Third Time Lucky 2 lengths away, and now they turn into the final 2 fences. Hypotenuse, Cop Mask won't be shaken off. Light and Strike, Coast Guard Station behind them, maybe a little bit short of room, and then trying to stay on his Third Time Lucky over the 2nd last. Cop Mask joins Hypotenuse. Light and Strike next, then Coast Guard Station and Third Time Lucky. Down they come towards the final fence. Cop Mask out in front, but it's not over yet. Cop Mask, Light and Strike, Coast Guard Station. Hypotenuse weakens. Third Time Lucky, nothing to give. Can Coast Guard Station pounce late? He's been produced on the far rail and gets up to win going away. Coast Guard Station, last year's runner-up, goes 1 better to beat Cop Mask and Light and Strike. And they're coming in, off and racing, just short of 3 miles the trip then for the Dentay Novices Handicap Hurdle Race. And the field of 5 head downhill towards the first of 11 flights of hurdles. And on the outside of the group, briefly, is up there early, just ahead of Native Moon and Kicks and Ale, also handy enough. Rubies or Gold will just be in behind the leaders at the first, so too will Miss Island as they come to the first flight, arriving at it now. And all over safely. Briefly in line there with Kicks and Ale, and between the 2 of them, Native Moon. Native Moon followed closely by Miss Island, and the red sleeves just last, Rubies or Gold. Adam Wedge content to sit just in behind the leaders at this very early stage of the contest. Round they go, Swinley Bottom for the first time. They'll see that again in about 3 minutes' time as they head around the bend and on towards flights 2 and 3. 11 to jump, to remind you. And now briefly being joined by Kicks and Ale on the outside as they approach this second flight. Native Moon right in behind them, Miss Island up the inside, and Rubies of Gold towards the wide outer, taking this next flight. And they're briefly joined by Kicks and Ale. Kicks and Ale was pushed into that flight, rewarded with a good jump. Let's see what happens at the third now. Not quite so fluent from Kicks and Ale, but over safe and sound nevertheless. Briefly in Kicks and Ale, still the two leaders with the other three all in no hurry. Native Moon still very much amongst runners, pale jacket, yellow jacket of Miss Island, red sleeves then of Rubies or Gold as they swing round and enter the final 2 miles of the contest. Into the home straight then with a circuit to go, briefly leading only very narrowly, the 5 runners covered by just a couple of lengths as they approach the 4th flight of hurdles. So briefly, on the stand side is Kicks and Ale, and between the two of them, the pale jacket of Native Moon. Native Moon over safely from Miss Island, who was a little bit scruffy with her jumping there, and the back marker, Rubies or Gold, and Adam Wedge watching on. So now towards the flight that'll be the last next time around, briefly having a narrow advantage, but a super jump by Kicks and Ale took him into a share of the lead once again, and just a neck away, Native Moon between these two leaders. Only another half a length or so then to Miss Island, and right on Miss Island's tail is Rubies or Gold, so the 5 runners remain really tightly grouped up as they head away from the stands now and are about to complete their first circuit of the track. Miss Island just being chased along. She just jumped a little bit untidily and not perhaps travelling as well as some of the others. Miss Island in 4th place on the inside, briefly still leads as they make their way now towards the next flight, number 6 in the contest. Briefly from Kicks and Ale, Native Moon, Miss Island, they're the 4 leaders, briefly hesitated over that flight of hurdles, and Rubies or Gold at the back of the field was none too fluent as they make their way on now downhill towards flight number 7. They've got 5 left to jump all told, and the leaders taken along by briefly, but Kicks and Ale still there, and Native Moon has been poised between the two of them throughout the contest and is still occupying a close 3rd position. Jump well there, Native Moon. Miss Island again just a little bit scruffy with her jumping. It may be costly that, and the back marker is Rubies or Gold, just 2 or 3 lengths behind them now as they race through Swinley Bottom once again. They've got 4 flights of hurdles left to take, 2 up the side of the course, 2 back in the home straight. This is the Dentay Novices Handicap hurdle race, and briefly still leads this tightly grouped pack of 5 runners towards the 4th last. Kicks and Ale is on the outside, still between them, Native Moon, and he travels still with great purpose. Miss Island seems to be struggling more now, and then Rubies or Gold at the back end of the field, and this is the 4th last flight of hurdles. Briefly, virtually joined there by Native Moon, who's moving quite strongly now to try and challenge. To the outside, Kicks and Ale. Then Miss Island and Rubies or Gold as they take the 3rd last flight of hurdles, briefly led narrowly, just jumped out to the left, slightly into the path of Native Moon. Native Moon still not quite trying to get its head in front. And now Rubies or Gold has made very good progress through. Red sleeve jacket moving strongly. Miss Island under pressure, Kicks and Ales likewise. They're 4th and 5th, and up front briefly giving very generously out in front here with Native Moon on the outside. Rubies or Gold, Adam Wedge having made ground now comes under pressure as they head right across the course down towards the 2nd last. Native Moon moving alongside briefly. Then comes Rubies or Gold. These 3 are clear. Down they come towards the final flight of hurdles, and Native Moon now asserts, goes on from briefly. Rubies or Gold 4 lengths back. Native Moon at the last, really untidy, almost flattened the hurdle. Native Moon with briefly trying to rally. Then Rubies or Gold in 3rd place, and after that bad mistake at the last, Native Moon extends away again and wins with plenty in hand. For Lorcan Williams and Jeremy Scott, Native Moon wins, briefly in 2nd place, and Rubies or Gold finished 3rd. And they're off and racing. And Two for Goal was just a little bit slow to get going, but he's away now at the back end of the field. It was pretty predictable. Des Abba was very much a front runner, and he flies the first and leads over that safely. The other 5 all over safely as well. Northern Poet just nudged along briefly there at the back of the field with Two for Gold. Here is fence number 2. They've all got over that one safely with Des Abba leading, but Numitor moving forward and Credo as well on the wide outside of the field. So those 3 are virtually in line now, from Authorized Art, who's going to take the 3rd fence in 4th place, at it now. Then Two for Gold, and Northern Poet was just a little bit untidy with his jumping there, and it doesn't appear, I know it's early stages, but it doesn't appear as though he's moving particularly well. Over the next fence, Northern Poet still the back marker, and that was the 4th of their 20 in this Sodexo Live Veterans Handicap Chase. Des Abba leading from, in 2nd place, Numitor. Authorized Art next, then Credo on the outside. Two for Gold moving a bit closer now, and then there'd be 2 or 3 lengths back to Northern Poet as they head on towards the next fence. Northern Poet's rider James Davis still having to keep Northern Poet motivated here at the back of the field. Over the next fence and quickly now on towards fence number 6. Des Abba on the inside of the track with Numitor the Grey. Followed over it by Authorized Art, Two for Gold in company with Credo, and Northern Poet. It's still not looking particularly promising for him. He really does need to try and get himself motivated, but it's not happening at the moment for Northern Poet as they move on towards the next of their fences. Des Abba with now Authorized Art coming through to challenge for the lead. Then a little gap to Numitor and Two for Gold, and the other 2, Credo, lost a lot of ground, but not yet troubled seemingly, Harry Cobden, and he's in company with Northern Poet, who is pushing along. Those 2 quite some way adrift though, as they come into the home straight and now on towards fence number 9. So Des Abba leading. Des Abba up and over safely from, in 2nd place, Authorized Art. Numitor and Two for Gold are in touch. And then there's a yawning gap back to both Credo and Northern Poet, who must be 12 or 15 lengths off the leader, Des Abba, who takes the next fence in excellent style. And at that, the 10th fence, Northern Poet, I'm afraid, again was not good with his jumping, and it just really hasn't happened for him today. His rider, James Davis, has certainly not given up, though. And if the horse can just take a bit of interest, you just never know, but it's never really looked likely. As they swing away now for the final circuit through their point of departure, Des Abba leading from Authorized Art, Two for Gold, and then Numitor. Then a gap of 5 to 6 lengths to Credo, and 3 more to Northern Poet. Des Abba and Authorized Art in the air together at that 1. Touchdown as 1. Two for Gold and Numitor, 3rd and 4th and close up. Credo creeping a bit closer now, back towards this leading group as they take the next fence. And Northern Poet makes yet another mistake. An unhappy afternoon for him continues. He's still going, but well adrift. Now an open ditch, the penultimate fence on this section of the track. Des Abba, Authorized Art jumping to the front there from Des Abba. Numitor in 3rd place. Then Two for Gold, and Two for Gold's in 4th, with Credo in 5th and Northern Poet still going, but a long way behind. And at that next fence, the last on this section of the track, Authorized Art hit it quite hard. So Authorized Art gives way once again to Des Abba, and Adam Wedge coming through to lead once again. Numitor's in 3rd, in 4th place, Two for Gold. Credo is 3 to 4 lengths back in 5th position as they swing round, and 10 lengths then back to Northern Poet, who's still plugging on, but seemingly with no chance as they come on towards the next fence. And that was Des Abba rejoined by Authorized Art. Numitor on the outside. Then Two for Gold. After Two for Gold, Credo still several lengths behind. Northern Poet still going as they race on towards the fourth last fence now. Des Abba, Authorised Art was thrown at that and got a good jump. Authorised Art comes through to lead from Des Abba and Numitor to the outside. Two for Gold is next as they take the last on this section of the track. There's no sign yet that Credo's going to be able to close in on them. And at the rear of the field, Northern Poet pulls up at the end of an unhappy afternoon for him. It's Authorised Art who turns them back in towards home then. Two to jump in the Veterans Chase. Authorised Art with Des Abba, Numitor and Two for Gold, a previous winner of this race, trying to come back at them. Second last fence. Authorised Art only just. Numitor being produced now on the outside by James Bowen. He now goes on. Des Abba goes into second place. Then Two for Gold and Authorised Art. Numitor, the leader now, down towards the final fence. Great jump. Two for Gold into second place, rallying so gamely. It's Numitor from Two for Gold, then Authorised Art as they race up towards the line. Numitor for Heather Main's stable and James Bowen in the saddle wins the Veterans Chase. Two for Gold in second place, Authorised Art and then Des Abba. They're off and racing for the final race of the afternoon, the Colts and Fillies Club Handicap Hurdle Race. Caught in the Act is the confirmed front runner of the field of three and takes the field along. The other two latching right on behind them, behind the leader, and they're absolutely together as well. Court Kian and Fontana LEC, they sit second and third, but a couple of lengths off our leader, Caught in the Act. They're racing round the bend at the bottom end of the course and now moving towards their first flight of hurdles. 10 to jump all told in this concluding contest of the afternoon. Caught in the Act leading the way with Court Kian and Fontana Elisi happy just to sit behind the leader in these very early stages. So here's flight number one, Caught in the Act. Slightly untidy, if truth be told. Let's see how he gets on with the second of their flights. Comes up pretty quickly. Caught in the Act still in front and a bit better there, followed by Court Kian and Fontana Elisi. This is the Colts and Fillies Club Handicap Hurdle. And making their turn in towards the home straight for the first time. Caught in the Act, showing from both Court Kian on the inside in the blue and white and Fontana Elisi in the maroon and light blue to the outer. Ben Macy on board. All three looking comfortable into the straight then, and less now than 2 miles to run. Caught in the Act, approaching the first of two flights in the home straight. Caught in the Act at flight number 3. Measured that one well. It's probably the best jump that he's produced so far. On he goes towards the fourth. The other two still directly behind him. Court Kian on the inside and Fontana Elisi to the outer. Caught in the Act, fourth. Again, lovely jump. So those two in the home straight were super jumps from Caught in the Act, our leader, who's extended to lead now by 2.5 lengths. Court Kian just shading second at the moment from Fontana Elisi as the three runners are sent out on their final circuit with an enthusiastic cheer from the crowd as they head now right-handed and move on towards the next section of the track, the downhill section, with 2 flights of hurdles awaiting them there. It's still Caught in the Act with the advantage from Court Kian and Fontana Elisi in touch to the outside. Just a close third and neck off second place. Caught in the Act then, now towards flight number 5. Caught in the Act. Another nice jump from the leader. It's found a nice rhythm now from Court Kian, who still just shades second place from Fontana Elisi. Quite a long downhill run. Nearly a furlong to go before they reach the next flight. Caught in the Act will eye it up first. Court Kian, Fontana Elisi not far away, and this takes them inside the final mile and a quarter, so they're through halfway now. And another good jump from Caught in the Act at that one. Maintained the lead over the two rivals who haven't yet made a move of any description. Court Kian sitting patiently in the blue on the inside under Murray Dodd, and on the outer Fontana Elisi and Ben Macy remaining well in touch, much as you were really on the first circuit. No change in the order. No difference really in the gap between runners either. The three of them tightly grouped up behind Caught in the Act and Paul O'Brien, who continues to show the way. 4 more flights of hurdles left to take. Caught in the Act ahead of Court Kian and Fontana Elise. Caught in the Act coming down towards the 4th last. Jumped it well. Fontana Elise pushed away from that flight of hurdles alongside Court Kian. Is Caught in the Act now approaching the 3rd last flight. Another nice jump from the leader. And just bustled away gently from that flight was Court Kian. Those two, though, can still see the leader Caught in the Act only just in front of them. All to play for then as they come to the turn to home. Final time then, 2 flights of hurdles left to take. Caught in the Act. Can he go and seal the deal here? A length and a bit in front from Fontana Elise. Court Kian just kept in a little pocket there. Fontana Elise's not going to go away. Court Kian sticks directly in behind Caught in the Act and now just eases him out stand side to try and come a challenge. Caught in the Act from Court Kian. In 3rd, Fontana Elise can't go with them anymore. And Caught in the Act goes on again to the last flight of hurdles. Court Kian in 2nd under pressure, but is 3 lengths away, maybe 4. Caught in the Act, lovely jump at the last. Goes on from Court Kian. Fontana Elise is going to be a well-beaten 3rd. Caught in the Act. Court Kian fighting all the way to the line. This leader's idling a little bit, but he's done enough to win it. Caught in the Act for Harry Derham and Paul O'Brien beats Court Kian and Fontana Elise 3rd home.
The outcome of race 6. First, number 1, Caught in the Act.